Welcome to the Explainer. If you've been paying literally any attention to the tech world lately, there's one name that just constantly dominates the conversation: Python. From the algorithms that run your favorite streaming apps to the massive language models driving the whole AI revolution right now, Python has absolutely cemented itself as a powerhouse. So today, we're going to unpack exactly how and why this language conquered the programming world. But before we dive into how it works, just consider this: 1991. It's pretty wild to think that a programming language born in the early 90s, way before the commercial internet was even a real thing for most of us, is the exact same tool driving today's biggest tech headlines. It hasn't just survived, it's evolved into one of the most popular languages on the entire planet. All right, here's our roadmap for today. 1. Meet the powerhouse. 2. Standout features. 3. Why developers love Python. 4. The catch, Python's weaknesses. And finally, 5. Python in the real world. Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, Meet the Python Powerhouse. Here's the foundational definition. Created by Guido van Rossum, Python is officially a high-level, interpreted, object-oriented, and general-purpose programming language. Now, I know that's a lot of tech jargon, but I really want you to focus on that phrase, general purpose. Unlike some languages that are built for very narrow, specific jobs, Python is basically a Swiss Army knife. It's built to handle almost any task you throw at it. And honestly, that's the core secret to its massive appeal. It's also fascinating to track how it evolved. Back in 1994, Python 1.0 gave us the basics, like modules and exceptions. Then in the year 2000, version 2.0 playfully brought us something called garbage collection, which is essentially just a way for the language to automatically take out its own digital trash and manage memory. But the real game changer, that was 2008 with Python 3.0. It brought much better syntax, improved Unicode, and this 3.0 series is the modern standard we're all using today. Moving right along to Section 2, Python's standout features. So let's look at its superpowers. First, Python is an interpreted language. To clear up that jargon real quick, a lot of traditional languages make you compile your code, which means translating the whole program into machine instructions before it can even run. But Python, it skips that entirely. It executes your code line by line, so you don't have that cumbersome upfront translation step. You just write it and run it. Next up, it's dynamically typed. In older languages, if you want a variable to hold text or a number, you have to explicitly declare that type upfront. Not in Python. You can think of dynamic typing as a huge convenience. It's kind of like packing up for a move, but you don't have to permanently label every single moving box before you start throwing stuff in. Python just naturally figures out what's inside the box when it needs to. And when you add those to its other features, the whole experience just clicks. It has a super easy English-like syntax. It's portable, so a script you write on your Mac works on Windows or Linux without changing anything. Plus, it's extensible, meaning it plays nice with languages like C, C++, or Java. Basically, all this lets you focus on solving the actual problem rather than fighting with the hardware details. Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, Why Developers Love Python. We've seen the mechanics, but why do developers absolutely swear by this language? Well, the biggest reason is faster development. Thanks to that English-like syntax and dynamic typing, you can get things done with way fewer lines of code. Essentially, Python optimizes for human time. It is insanely fast and beginner-friendly for an actual person to just sit down, read, and write a program. On top of that, the whole thing is completely free and open source, no expensive licensing costs, ever. And because it's been around for decades, the community is massive. It is nearly impossible to hit an error that someone on a forum hasn't already solved. That huge safety net, combined with easy database integration and cross-platform compatibility, makes starting new projects incredibly frictionless. All right, let's flip the coin for Section 4, the catch, Python's weaknesses. Look, no tool is perfect. To really understand Python, we have to talk about its kryptonite, and this right here is the ultimate software trade-off. Like we said, Python is optimized for human time. It's lightning fast for you to write, but because it's an interpreted language running line by line, it is noticeably slower for the machine to execute when compared to compiled languages like C or C++. You save time typing, but the computer takes a little longer processing. You'll also hear a lot about something called the GIL, the Global Interpreter Lock. Without getting entirely bogged down in the weeds, just think of the GIL as a built-in traffic bottleneck. It basically prevents Python from doing multiple complex tasks at the exact same microsecond. So while other languages are great at multitasking across different processor cores simultaneously, Python has historically struggled a bit with true high-performance multithreading. And there are a couple of other constraints too. It eats up more memory than compiled languages. Also, remember how we praised dynamic typing earlier? Well, the downside is that sometimes you won't catch a silly mistake until the program is literally running, which can cause surprise runtime errors. Oh, and if you want to build the next big smartphone app, Python is probably not your best bet. You're way better off using Java or Kotlin for mobile dev. Let's wrap things up with Section 5, Python in the real world. Despite those flaws, Python is literally everywhere. Let's start with web development. The heavy-duty web apps, streaming platforms, and social sites you use every day, highly likely they're running Python behind the scenes. Heavyweights like Instagram and Spotify rely on robust frameworks like Django, Flask, and FastAPI to stand up incredibly secure and scalable servers faster than ever. But honestly, data science and AI are where Python truly wears the crown right now. It is the absolute undisputed king of the machine learning and analytics boom. If someone is crunching millions of rows of data, they're using Pandas and NumPy. If they're training those mind-blowing AI neural networks we keep hearing about, they are relying heavily on TensorFlow, PyTorch, and Scikit-learn. And its reach goes way beyond that. It is the gold standard for automating those boring, repetitive daily tasks or scraping data from websites. People use it to build desktop apps with tools like Tinker, scan for cybersecurity threats, run smart devices using a Raspberry Pi, and even automate enormous cloud computing networks. It really is a general-purpose titan. Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating thought. We've seen its 30-year journey, its incredibly smooth syntax, and its total dominance in the exploding AI space. When you look at all the digital infrastructure around us, you really have to wonder, with AI booming and Python sitting right at the center of it all, is Python the only programming language you'll ever really need? Think about how much of your own digital life is running on it right now. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring.